So, ladies and gentlemen, with the rise of AI, there is really no time for small plans. And in today's video, we're going to be dissecting a Shopify store that has no small plans. These guys are doing over $1 billion per year in revenue per year. That's pretty impressive. And the market that they operate in is a very interesting one. So, we're going to dissect the site. We're going to dissect the whole market, and I'm even going to tell you how you can take advantage of this information to make it very clear on why we want to do this, right? Why I want to share this with you, besides just piquing my own curiosity and expanding my own mindset and knowledge. But let's get right into it. The store is called Ulike, and Ulike is one of the biggest laser hair removal stores. But interestingly enough, as you see now, they're expanding their product category into new booming niche trends, such as LED face masks. Now, if we take a look at their traffic distribution, we can see that they actually are doing quite well. So they're getting more and more traffic every single month. But one of the very interesting things that I actually love to see is that they are driving traffic from a variety of countries. So of course, the US is the most dominant country that they're driving traffic from, and this is the case for most brands. However, they are getting traffic from Germany, from Taiwan, from Japan. Really cool markets that I'm very excited to see. I personally really love the idea of continuing to expand worldwide, because one thing I've learned in the last few years is that the total addressable market that you operate in will dictate how big your business can get. That may sound complicated. If you're a complete beginner, don't worry about it. But if you're not a beginner, definitely, keep that in mind. Now, the laser hair removal device trend is just such a consistent trend. So it's a brilliant category of products to go into. And what's really cool about this is that we can think about, just the simple nature of a great business, which is solving a problem, right? Every single person that I know in my life, shaves in one way or another. I actually just shaved this morning. How do I look? But, and especially women, right? Women love to shave. They want to feel feminine, etc. You can think whatever you want about that. But the point is, there's a huge problem that, people just don't want to have to shave all the time. It's annoying. They do it, but it's annoying, right? If there's a better way, then people are going to opt in for that solution. And that's what laser hair removal does. Now, if we take a look a little bit further into Ulike specifically, just to see what we can learn, they actually got to over $1 billion when they expanded into Europe. So actually in 2023, their turnover, they had a strong turnover of 1.3 billion euros. So that's actually even more in dollars. It's like 1.5 billion. And it's a significant increase from their previous year of 770 million. So they've been continuously rising, just more and more and more. Now, here's some key takeaways that I want to read for you. So Ulike demonstrates strong financial performance and ambitious expansion goals into the beauty tech industry. That's a really good line. If you've been watching all of my videos, in a previous video we did this week where we dissected Seed, a supplement brand, they categorize themselves as a biotech company despite them just selling a supplement. And I think this is a really interesting, very small detail, right? But I think categorizing yourself like this can have a meaningful impact on how big your business can get. Like setting the right intention can help you build a bigger business. So the beauty tech industry, they're not just, a particular laser hair removal device. I mean, that's their main winning product, of course, and that's where they're strongest in. However, they're actually a beauty tech industry, and now we can see them expanding their product category into other beauty tech products, as you see right here, like their LED face masks. So that's just a very small point that I wanted to point out here, but particularly in the at-home hair removal device market, they're prioritizing research and development. We love to see that. Some of the biggest brands in the world do this, investing 30% of annual profits in this area to drive innovation and maintain their leadership position. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Now, let me show you how you can take advantage of some of this information. First and foremost, of course, you can create your own laser hair removal brand. There are incredible suppliers on Alibaba, and another sort of hack that you could use is talk to Zendrop or join the Shopify Lab Accelerator, because we actually do provide you with sourcing solutions where you can ship worldwide. This is what we do for our own incubations. And I'm sure they're doing something similar, right? Because they have a global presence. If we take a look at their ad accounts, or not their ad accounts, but their ad library, we can see they have a global page. So they have specific pages for, different countries, but they also have a global page, and they're running a ton of ads in all different countries. And there's actually something very interesting that they're doing that I want to point out because I want to apply this as well, but I'll just show you in just a second. What you can do is start your own brand in this category, your own beauty tech brand, right? And you can start with modest means. You can start by just finding a product that actually does work, that is amazing. I would probably go for a higher ticket one personally, just because why not, right? I mean, I think you could sell something like this for maybe, let's say $400, $399, and that gives you a lot of margin to work with. I think a really good goal for beginners, right, is to aim for a 10K profit month. In order to do that, you'll need to, do about 40K in revenue. And if your product is $400, then you only have to sell 100 units in order to make that 10K profit month. That's pretty realistic, actually, especially with meta ads. Meta ads are really good. And especially now with AI, right? You can create really amazing AI images. So you don't even need to hold the product. But of course, I would make sure that the product works. There's some beautiful ones like this one, for example, $38. Maybe you could sell this. I mean, let's actually take a deeper look here. My bad. I've just been yapping like crazy, and I've not even taken a look at the actual product that they sell. But this is their best seller, over 1,000 reviews, and it's $349, right? So, you could sell something like this, or let's say something more similar to theirs, like this one. It's $43. And again, these have minimum order quantities, but you could talk to a sourcing agent in order to test out individual, you don't have to order in bulk, but you do have to promise them volume. Now, you could sell yours for $199, and you're going to be very competitive in that. And actually, look at this. This is very interesting. They have a buy one, get 3 free gifts. So if you buy one, you're literally getting free gifts with it. But funny enough, I'm seeing some of these Alibaba suppliers sort of do the same thing. As you see right here, for this one has a minimum order quantity of 1, right? Just literally you can buy one at a time. And they also come with a shaving thing and some glasses, I guess. But that's literally their offer. So I think they probably are very aware of what's going on here, and they're copying a winning offer. Now, these are brilliant images. These guys are, this is $1 billion per year company, which means they're likely worth 10 billion or so, maybe 5 to 10 billion. They have some really clear before and after images, like 96% hair reduction in 2 weeks. So the efficacy of this product, efficacy just means if it works, right? This product works. This product works, and a lot of people want that. People want products that work. It's very simple, right? But unfortunately, a lot of products don't work. I do want to give you some words of encouragement, though. Even if your product doesn't work perfectly right off the bat, I think it is a good idea to launch, because ultimately, one of the biggest things that is going to contribute to your successful business is just seeing if the market even wants your product, right? Then you can start improving it and making it perfect to really crush your competition and compound over time. You want to build a wonderful, amazing business that people love. But how many businesses, let's be realistic though, how many businesses are out there that are printing billions of dollars where they actually don't have the greatest customer satisfaction ratings? Like, if we look at computer brands, for example, Dell is an incredible business, but if you look at Dell reviews, they get terrible reviews. And this is the case with a lot of different brands. So just remember, market demand is way more powerful than anything else. And if the market wants your product, if there's a ton of demand for your product, it will sell regardless of the quality of the product. But there's just like a philosophical, ethical, and actually financial too reason to make amazing products. And it's because it's going to compound. You're actually doing something for the world. But yeah, this is a brilliant landing page. I actually really love that they have this. Oh, you can't see it. Damn. Okay. Well, let me see if I can move this. So they have this little UGC video playing here. It's like a TikTok, but it looks like AI actually. Maybe it's not, but this is a very common AI format right now. So yeah, super good landing page. As you see, amazing images. They have oh, I love this. This is so good. So cheaper than razors, effective like laser. So they're showing you that for $399 only, you're basically going to save like $100,000, which is kind of insane. I don't know how they got this. Oh, so this is the average U.S. hair removal expense according to American Laser Center. dude, if I was starting a brand in this, I would literally quote this same exact thing. And by the way, if you are starting a brand in this, you should join the ShopiLab Accelerator. I'll leave a link to the landing page in here. The accelerator, you'll basically get entire access to all this stuff that I always post about and all the tools that I use, but also investing opportunities. I want to invest in your brand, right? So I mentioned these things because I'm trying to teach you what we look for in brands that I want to buy, but also what I would do in your situation. So start a business in this, quote this. And if your business is doing something, like if you're getting it off the ground, I will invest in it and partner with you on it with my team. We have an incredible agency team where we're managing like $5 million a month in revenue for our clients. So we see a lot of data and we just have a lot of great systems that we can implement into your business. So that's what I want to do. That's kind of the vision of ShopiLab, is to be an accelerator where we just give you all the best tools to have in your arsenal, all the best data, research, community, mastermind. We do weekly calls in there, sort of mentorship, but then also that if you actually are going to build something meaningful, we'll invest in you. I'll literally give you money to join your brand, which is pretty cool. I don't think there's any program out there where you could actually get paid, for advice, which is pretty cool. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that too much. I do want to move on to their ads, because this is the next important thing. And I want to actually listen to some other ads here, because this is what I was going to mention earlier that I find very interesting that I want to see.
It's late.
They are running these sort of like TV ads, which I don't see anybody doing. Like, I actually haven't seen any of the big brands that I analyze do this. And it tells me that there's something to it. It tells me that there's something, to the $1 billion level where, maybe brand awareness campaigns and things of that nature could actually be meaningful and provide a lot of value. So let's take a look at this.
It's late. You're getting close. And then that sudden worry. Maybe you forgot to shave. But with the Ulike Air 10 and smooth skin that lasts, you look great. So in those special moments, leave the lights on.
Search ulike.com to get more details.
Oh man, this is so good actually. Wow. I'm guessing this is a YouTube ad and they're just repurposing for Meta, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And I don't know why more brands don't do this now that I think about it. That is such a good ad. It just appeals to all the desires, right? Like embarrassment. You don't want to be embarrassed. Lust, right? Like, man, it just hits all the points. This is so unbelievably good. Let's scroll down to some of their older ads though. That one's kind of a more recent one, which tells me this is a strategy they're applying right now. I'm definitely going to keep that in mind. I got to pass that down to some of our clients that are at this level, because that's actually really good information. Let me see. So they're running a lot of different statics. First and foremost, that's one thing I find interesting. I think static ads are so good to run because they're so easy to make with AI now. Like, you can make something like this, like the penguin, this one. It's a pretty cool concept. And ultimately, you wouldn't be able to do that before, but now with AI, I mean, they obviously did it before AI probably, but with AI, like, anybody could do this, right? You don't need to be a design master, a graphic designer to pull something off like that. So yeah, they have some pretty provocative ads for sure. They're definitely selling, they're going after the sex sells, right? They have like beautiful women in it, just like kind of provocative stuff. And it obviously works, right? It cuts through a lot of the noise. And now we can see some of their ads that they're promoting these red light therapy masks with. That's actually interesting. Let's take a look. So this one is a UGC ad. This, they even have the TikTok font. So let's see.
This LED mask makes me look 10 times younger and costs less than salon visits. Yes, I've been using this LED therapy mask.
So these guys understand marketing so well, right? I mean, this looks like something they probably sourced from a creative agency. This is actually a common thing that brands at this level do. They just source all kinds of content from different agencies, from their own studios. But yeah, so they started off with, this makes me look 10 times younger without, going to a salon. So right away, that's like two desires, right? Like, that's two main things that people want to do, which is look younger and save money. So two great things to point out right away. So therapy mask for just 8 minutes a day.
For just 8 minutes a day, and my acne is basically gone. It has 4 different therapy modes. One for wrinkles, One for acne, one for redness, and one more for that glow. This isn't like those other devices that only treat spots. The mirror tech hits every angle of my face.
Not gonna lie, I was skeptical, but I can't hype this up enough.
See these eye cutouts? I can literally
This is
wear it
very
while
convincing.
answering emails or binging my shows. This mask hits your skin with clinical strength light therapy, which means my collagen is actually rebuilding, not just getting moisturized on the surface. This mask is less than those professional LED sessions.
This is so good. I mean, wow. I love how they mentioned that you can watch it with Netflix. Like, that's a great feature that you can just like chill while you use this. It's a nice benefit. Of course, it's not what you should lead with, right? That's not the main reason why somebody would buy this, but it is a nice bonus. You can kind of see how this script slowly convinces you more and more to buy it. Like, I'm even a little bit convinced. I'm like, man, maybe while I work, I could be replenishing the collagen in my skin, right? Like, that's kind of nice.
Treatments. I've literally saved thousands already. If you have any skin concerns at all,
I've saved thousands already. Such a good statement.
you need this in your life. This LED mask.
Wow. And it was a perfect loop as well. So very brilliant stuff going on here. I mean, these guys are just, they deserve the $1 billion, level. And I do think that having this price tag that they operate in does make it easier to reach that $1 billion level, right? Because it's just simply more margin and less customers. But let's see, this is their new product, or no, this was their old one. So this is, I believe, the first one that they dropped. It's $209, and then now they got the Ulike X. This is for men, and they don't show the red light therapy one here at the top. But let's see if we can still get to it, because I want to see what it looks like. So yeah, they're selling this. They just started selling this. That's the, you see, they only have 7 reviews on it. So this is their latest offering. And these guys are so good at creating these incredible offers. I mean, this is so good to note down. Free gift with the first 1,000 orders, aftercare hydrating mask. Free gifts are almost a standard now for good offers, it seems. So if you're not offering free gifts with your product test, then you're making a mistake. Not necessarily, but I would encourage you to do it. And there's really easy ways to do it, such as ebooks, right? You can do digital products. You can do smaller products. And again, it's really nice to be able to use a sourcing agent. Zendrop is good for this. I know Commercive, my friend Sam runs that. Commercive is really good at this as well. So definitely use those services and definitely take note of all this stuff. I hope that you found it valuable. I definitely learned a thing or two here. I'm noting down the brand awareness campaign on Meta. That's like just super brilliant. These offers are really nice. I really like them. What else am I learning? I like that script. I like just the overall, like, very simple script, super aesthetically pleasing, very native feeling, but also touching on all the right angles. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Again, I want to encourage you, if you are serious about building stuff on Shopify, join our community. Join the Shopee Lab Accelerator. You're going to get just a whole range of tools. It's not just a program like, what people out there have. Like, it's not just a course, although there is a lot of course content in there. It's literally just an entire toolkit that you can use at your disposal with data. That's how I find all these trends, etc. And by the way, one last thing I do want to share as well is that these guys use OmniSend for their email. And I mention that because I'm a big fan of OmniSend. I've been working with them for a long time. Every brand that I join or that I buy or that I launch, I am trying to use OmniSend for. And the reason why is because it's more affordable than the competition. It's better in a lot of ways. And also, I think email marketing is just so slept on. One of the easiest ways that you can make more money for your brand is just to send out more emails, quite literally. And AI can make it so easy these days to design emails. So this is actually an accurate statement they have, is that most brands make an average of $68 for every $1 they spend on email marketing. So make sure you check out OmniSend. I'll be making more videos around them. And that's pretty much it for this video, though. I've been yapping for so long, and I hope you enjoyed it, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.